Strings have a lot to do with your tone. The NYXLs for me have always tonally been great.
I really need that friction to feel my slides. I depend on that friction even for accuracy.
What's up YouTube? This is Perry with Premier Guitar here at Marathon Music Works with my good friend and colleague Jared from the Drum Rundown.
Hey friends.
Today we're here shooting a double feature picture show with the monstrosity that is Knocked Loose.
Knocked Loose,
so
like
good.
my butthole from these awesome riffs and these heavy songs.
Heavy ass songs. Well, we started with the Drum Rundown. How'd you feel that went?
It was awesome, man. So we sat down with Pac Sutton. We talked about his awesome SJC rig and just like his entree into the band and kind of getting into the human elements of drumming and how he brings so much space and dancey vibes to these new songs. We've been listening to these things going to other rundowns, man, and these are rippers, non-skippers.
All rippers, no skips, for sure. What a sweet dude.
Yeah, he's like the nicest guy. I mean, he's a bar owner, real estate agent. I would definitely buy a house from this dude. And he smelled great. Yeah.
From him? A house from him?
Yeah.
I'll take drum lessons from him. He's awesome.
Like
and good smelling guy.
It's always cool when like a band has like awesome dudes. And you hung out with an awesome dude too. He had very big pants, very big rig, and a very cool guitar.
Big rigging, dude.
Yeah,
Spending
Nicko,
cheese.
the new guy, right?
Nicko, the new guy, is awesome. What a talent. Super sweetheart. Very cool gear. And I got to run into my good buddy Isaac, I haven't seen in a couple of years, who's changed his setup quite a bit. Bigger riffs, heavier breakdowns, bigger pants, the whole freaking
And Diego,
nine.
who I recognize Diego from some other rundowns.
Diego, the guitar tech for Knocked Loose, is one of my favorite techs.
Yeah.
Such a sweet guy, and he knows his shit. One of the hardest working men in show business. So I hope it comes through in the drum rundown as well as the rig rundown, and I hope you guys enjoy it. What's up, guys? This is Perry with Premier Guitar here in Nashville, Tennessee. Once again, with one of the heaviest bands on the face of the planet, Knocked Loose. It's my good friend Isaac. What is up, Mr. Isaac Hale? How are you, dude?
Good to see you.
Great to see you. You guys are taking the fucking world over. I'm so proud of you. I just feel like, I've loved your band since the get-go, and you guys just keep getting heavier and gnarlier, and goddamn, congrats.
I appreciate it.
Going on tour with fucking Slipknot.
Oh yeah.
Dude, playing Sick Me World. Oh my God.
Doing the best I can.
Yeah, for a hardcore band.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys are killing it. Let's start with guitars because they're a little bit different than last time.
Yeah. Real quick, there's this backup guy right here. This is pretty much the standard Iceman. I got this one like 2 years ago. If you want the specs on that, it's pretty much the standard guy that they sell.
So you can go to Guitar Center or whatever and pull that one out.
Yeah, pretty much. It's got a way cooler paint job,
It's rad.
which is dope. That's kind of like a custom thing that I did. But other than that, it's pretty stock, and I love it. It's great. Super sturdy, stays in tune really, really well. This one's a bit different. It's got Niato wood, so it's way lighter. It's got Fusion Edge pickups in it that were in a RGD that I really, really liked a couple years ago. Thinner neck profile. It's way faster than this guy. This guy's super chunky. This guy's a bit faster. But everything else about it is pretty standard. The tuners are still the same. Lost a knob, just volume now.
Yeah.
25.5 scale. So meat and bones are still the same, but it just has a couple different preferences. It's like I wanted something a bit more, like something a bit lighter that I could throw around a bit more. But yeah, it plays awesome. Love it.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So, and you're going between that and the backup just for different tunings, right?
No, I'm actually just using this. There's no point where I really switch this out during the set. All of our tunings are integrated still. So
you're just gonna drop.
So we just do this, and then if this guy fucks up, we got this boy. Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
So strings and gauges on these Ibanezes, bud.
Yeah. So we use.
And picks.
I use I use the In-Tune guys.
Yeah, those are cool.
The super sharp boys, the sharp guys. I prefer using like the longest boy I can.
Really?
Yeah.
It almost looks like a mandolin pick. It's so sharp.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then these are, I've been using the Ernie Ball 8-string pack for a really, really long time, losing the 8. But I recently switched to, I'm trying out some DiMarzios, Diodarios, because they have some specific string gauges. I'm going up a little bit.
They do really cool custom sets.
Because right now I'm thinking about it was a 64 on top. Now I'm thinking about going 68, maybe even 70, just because I want the maximum. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want the maximum string tension. But yeah, I was doing like 10 to 64. Now I might be doing like 11 or 12 to 68 or 70. But yeah, like it's been 10 to 64 for a really, really long time, but the older I get and the more I play, the more I want the like just solid, you know, the solidity of it. So yeah, that's what I'm running.
All right, so also last time we talked to you, we were running 5150s, one of my all-time favorite amps.
Yeah.
But for, I guess, matters of convenience, you guys are now on quad Cortex, which is a common thing we've seen.
Yeah.
For bands touring as much as you guys are,
yeah,
it's probably fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's great. We try our best to integrate it so that it works as similar to a normal amp as possible. You know, we really believe in having stage sound still and all this. Like we're running these, it's off screen, but we're running Seymour Duncan power amps with everything.
Which I think is the way to do a modeler. For some reason, like cab sims to me kind of sound a little weird, but I noticed that when I run a power amp through an actual cab, it's like, oh, fucking bingo.
The goal is to make it as close to the real thing as possible. And we're modeling stuff that we've used forever. I remember when we did the interview last time, we were using a 5153. I modeled that same 5150, and I have the same, it's funny because our rig's totally different, but a lot of things about the rig are the same.
Right.
Like it's got the same chorus, same swollen pickle, same like Maxon OD.
Awesome.
Like a lot of it is very, very similar. There's just little edits that I can do to kind of like implement it more with the set.
Because by the time Tear came out, man, your sound was pretty established.
Sure.
So really, you had a good platform to start working with this thing. Was it hard to jump from a real amp to this, or was it pretty natural?
No, it was really, really smooth. That's the thing, is that quad has made the interface is so
That's what
easy.
I love about the quad Cortex is the interface.
It's like the
baller.
Apple of of these products. It's very much like, oh, you want amp, click amp. Like, oh, you want to change the chain, drag it. You know, so there's so much you can do with it, as you know. But at the same time, for someone that's not super savvy, it's easy to get the job done.
Sure.
You know, luckily we have Diego out with us right now. That's
shout out Diego, best tech.
Shout out Diego.
Hardest working man in show business.
That's what I'm saying. Helping us do, you know, patch changes and kind of just like really, really streamline stuff. But it's honestly saved the band in so many ways.
It blows my mind now with technology that you can just fucking rock out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Like, if you wanted to, you could literally send an Ableton session to it and have it make your changes for you. Like, fucking brilliant.
Exactly.
Love that.
Yeah. And like I said, that's been a whole thing. This is actually the first tour where we are testing out the like MIDI patch changes. It's the first time ever.
Wild.
And it's wild. Yeah. It takes a lot of work to get it like super implemented. Like I said, again, shout out Diego, who's really, really helping us out with it. But it's been pretty smooth so far. You know, this is only the second show, so we still got little kinks to work out. But it's been great, man. It's been great. The quads work out great. You know, shout out Ibanez for providing me with these awesome guys. And
it's beautiful. Ibanez, dude, I think this guy needs a signature. It's about time, man.
Yeah. I mean, you'll just be playing breakdowns on it, but it's fine.
And that's fine. We can make caveman riffs on this guitar. Please just name it something normal.
Yeah, no solos or leads allowed. Just stupid.
Okay, so beyond the quad Cortex, the only thing you're running on your board right now is the freeze pedal, which you guys are kind of just using for in between songs.
We are using freezes for the tuning.
Shit.
Yeah, so like I said, all tuning is implemented in the set. So we have just like a couple parts where we just ring out, freeze a note, tune it, unfreeze it, that's it.
Totally.
You know, everything else, the only other pedal that we're running that isn't implemented in this guy is the pitchfork.
Okay, yeah, that
for
makes
the
sense.
octave. Diego, can you bring up the
pitchfork?
Swollen pickle and the pitchfork? Just to see how it sounds, the pitchfork in the chain. So yeah,
makes me happy.
Yeah. So it's like we try to get it. Like I said, you saw last time, like many years ago, that I was just trying to be obnoxiously heavy and just super powerful, but like clear so you can hear everything. And I tried to replicate exactly what I had that many years ago. Like moving to digital is tough because sometimes a lot of people think that you're missing out on stuff, you're losing out on stuff, but we do our best to make sure, like you're up here trying our best to make sure it sounds like the, you know, real thing.
You younger kids are so lucky, because, you know, us hardcore kids from 20 years ago were limited. We wanted to sound crazy and heavy and like have the most brutal tones imaginable, but we were very limited by what was available. You know what I mean? You had Mesa Boogies and 5150s, which did the trick, and they laid a beautiful foundation. But man, with this digital stuff, you guys are able to fucking unleash hell, bro.
And you can bring it on a plane.
Totally.
You can bring it on a plane.
With these pants, you can put it in the back pocket.
That's what I'm saying.
That's fucking awesome.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I do. That's where I put it. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Band's bigger, pants are bigger.
Thank
fucking
you.
so proud of you guys. Congrats on the Slipknot thing.
Thank you, man.
It's so impressive. Almost as impressive as getting 9 guys to fucking agree on a band practice at the same time.
That's true.
How the fuck they did that is
Shout
beyond
out.
me.
Shout
Dude, we're gonna talk to Nicko, the new guy. I'm very excited about this.
There you go.
All right.
Peace out.
Hey y'all, I'm John Bohlinger with Premier Guitar. So our rig rundowns for a long time now have been sponsored by D'Addario. And I'm thrilled to be using the D'Addario Expand Pedalboard. I've got this little guy that fits in my gig bag, and like many of you, I'm changing pedals all the time. I love having a board that can shrink as I'm shrinking my board or expand as I'm expanding it. And that's why I love the Expand pedal board. Their patented telescoping technology lets me instantly change the size of my pedal's playground. It also features a unique cable management system and comes fitted with loops of Velcro, keeping everything neat and easy to swap. The 2 Expand versions comes with either 1 or 2 rows depending on your needs. So a big thanks to D'Addario. Now, let's get back to more rig rundowns.
All right, guys, now we're on this side of the stage with my new friend Nicko. What is up, my dude?
Yeah, what's up? Thanks for having me.
Hey,
Appreciate it.
thank you. I've been a huge fan of your band. Obviously, if you saw the last Knock Loose rig rundown, quite a bit has changed. That was in a 200 cap room. And now you guys are playing like Sick New World and Bonnaroo and all this crazy stuff. So like, congrats, man.
Thank you,
Hats
man.
off.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
A lot has changed in the setup since then, but maybe, I guess let's start with, obviously, like Cole was in the band before the pandemic, and you moved to Louisville, but you had already known these guys because you played in a different hardcore band, and you guys had played some shows together, and that's how you ended up doing the Knock Loose thing, right?
Yep.
I guess coming into Knock Loose, were your core sounds and tones like kind of already set for that thing, or did you like, you know, try to put together your rig to suit this band? You know what I mean?
Well, I think like with the release of A Tear in the Fabric of Life, it had already sounded like
It's
something
established,
that I would personally do as well. Like the sounds on it were like very similar to what my other band did, and so whenever I joined the band, rig-wise, it was kind of like very similar, just slight changes in certain things.
Were you already a 7-string dude?
No. So
okay,
so that was a big jump for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had never picked up a 7-string guitar before until I joined the band, and it was a huge learning curve.
Yeah, it was for me too. I only own 1 7, and I was like, let's get one to see what the fuss is about. And it kind of feels like an aircraft carrier to me. The neck is just so flat and big, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a huge adjustment. Yeah. Well, let's start with this beautiful Ibanez, man. This thing is so classy.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. This was actually my first like real Ibanez custom. Shout out Tyler for making it happen.
It's beautiful.
It is the AZ24047 model.
Ibanez, if you're watching,
I never remember the numbers.
please just name your shit something normal. Because it's like every Ibanez model number looks like the fucking default password on the back of a router. It's like, come on, guys, like this is
it is hard to remember. I definitely memorized it right before we did this.
Good. This dude is proactive. I love it. What was it about this particular model that you wanted?
So actually, they sent me a couple to try before, like right when I joined the band, and I couldn't get used to like the neck shape and the string spacing, and then they had just released the 7-string model of this guitar, and they sent it to me, and it feels like a 6-string. Like after this, I'm gonna have to let you play it because it feels amazing.
I was gonna say the neck actually and the string spacing looks to me more like what you would expect out of a 6-string.
Yeah, and I mean, once I played it, I was like, yeah, this is it
Feels
forever.
natural.
Yeah, like I'm doing this guitar in every iteration I possibly can.
Also, if you've seen my rig rundowns, I'm a huge fan of one knob
Oh, dude,
fucking
yeah.
all gas, no brakes, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Dude, the bridge and the volume knob is all you need.
Yeah, that rules. Especially for what, you know, yeah. It's not like you guys are rolling off the tone to get a Stevie Ray Vaughan sound or some bullshit. Do you know what pickup is in it? Or is that?
It is a Seymour Duncan Nazgul.
Oh, yeah. I've heard great things about those. Yeah.
Those are my favorites. So.
Yeah, and it's a passive pickup?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Wow, what a beautiful hunk of wood. And it's actually, I was talking to Diego earlier, your tech, and it's surprisingly light for mahogany
so
body.
light.
Like,
Yeah,
I can't
know.
believe it.
Yeah, me neither. Whenever I got it, I was like, oh, this is lighter than my other one that's not mahogany. So
Well,
I'm like,
this, and also, like, hold it up, it's such a deep belly cut
Yeah.
that it's a little, deceptive, because this is kind of a thick boy.
yeah,
you know?
yeah, for sure.
Oh, I love that that heel access all the way up.
Yeah.
It's really nice and smooth.
Yeah, it definitely makes the like shorter scale like work for me a little
Sure.
bit better. Yeah.
Let me pick this one up and we'll talk about this.
Yep.
Which is also, I think, just one of the sexiest. Oh, I love natural wood.
Yeah, dude.
You and I were talking about those PV, like the T60s or the
Yep.
T20s or whatever. It totally has that vibe.
Yeah.
I love that. Roasted maple. Love that. And so as far as like neck profile and string spacing, it looks similar. Does it feel
it's
pretty
pretty it's pretty identical. I think the only difference is the wood for the body. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head.
Because it's a
but-
lot heavier than
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
That almost feels like
Yeah.
pine
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I
compared
know,
to this,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, wild. Yeah, and same. So a pretty identical setup. So
Yeah.
gotcha. All right, and then instead of amps, like the last time we talked to Knock Loose, you know, they were running 5150s in a
Yeah.
triple rec. You guys are touring so heavily now that it makes sense that you're using modelers, obviously. Why the Quad Cortex as opposed to anything else on the market?
So before Quad Cortex, we were on Kemper for a little bit, and it sounded amazing. They're just so heavy, you know what I mean? And whenever we made the switch to Quad Cortex, I think the UI is just like way easier to navigate. The whole like drag and drop. I like to say it's like the Apple of
Sure.
modelers. Like,
Totally. Whereas
Yeah.
maybe an Axe-Fx would be like the PC, because it is
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
more user-friendly.
Yeah,
And the
it's-
sounds
yeah.
are just phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah.
They're undeniable. Plus, geez, in cartage alone, like you got to be saving a ton of money if you're going to Europe
yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, like before this current rig, we used to just have pedal boards with,
Right.
you know, so
Which can be a nightmare life.
yeah.
Less shit to deal with is always a good thing, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, beyond the modeler, it's just a freeze pedal, which you guys are using in between songs to kind of
Yep.
create some noise so you can tune and stuff like that, right?
Yep,
And then
exactly.
within the unit, what amps are you actually going for? Did you spend a lot of time with it, or did you kind of
I did. Yeah, so Isaac and I's rigs are a little bit different. I run a 5153, the EL34 version.
Ooh, okay.
And that's what head I used live, like
Sure.
before we
And
switched.
how would you, how do you like,
I honestly like.
can you tell the difference?
Okay, barely.
Okay.
Yeah,
And it's got to be probably in the response, not the actual
exactly
sound, right?
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And we still do run live cabs, which helps as well.
So here's my thing. I'm not a huge. There are a million great cab sims. They're just not for me.
Yeah.
And I also have a modeler. Didn't love it until I started running a power amp into a cab, and then it was like, oh, this sounds like a real amp now.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think what you guys are doing is the way to do it for sure. Because it's the best of both worlds, man. You get the response of a paper speaker, and also I think we've just evolved to hear, ever since that first speaker ripped and rock and roll was born, like that's what we hear, man.
Yeah,
Like that's just the sound. So that's a good way to do it. And then within it, I mean, are you on that same amp kind of the whole time?
Pretty much. The only time I change is when we do a clean channel, and I can't remember exactly. I think it's like a Fender Deluxe 67 or something.
Which, of course.
Yeah.
When modeling first happened and people were so up in the air about it, it dawned on me, like, wait a second, I can afford an amp, or I could have like every amp.
Yeah,
And it's like,
exactly.
why would you not? Yeah, I don't know. I'm a fan. Well, I guess that pretty much covers it. Actually, what cabs are we running back here?
These are orange cabs. Yeah,
four running?
No, the bottom two are running.
Okay.
Top two are dummy.
Yeah, so that way you don't die.
Yeah,
That's nice. Yeah. And then as far as a power amp, are you guys using the power stages?
Yep, we're
Which are
using
killer.
the Seymour Duncan Power Stage 200.
The 200s?
Yeah.
And that's plenty of juice, you feel like?
Yeah, there are times I wish they were louder, just for like when we're playing like smaller shows.
Okay.
But when it's like mic'd up, it doesn't really matter.
It does not matter. Yeah, totally. All right, so with both of these Ibanezes, I'm guessing you're running the same strings and gauges because you're in
Yeah.
the same tunings. What strings we got going on?
So they are D'Addario.
Good man.
Yeah. The NYXLs.
Yeah, man, I hear great things about
Yeah,
those.
they're
Yeah,
awesome.
What is it that you like about them? Just because they last a while? Or?
Yeah, they last way longer. I think like the tension retains better too.
Sure. So I'm a huge fan of that 5153, especially the EL34 version because I feel like it has a great mid-range.
Yeah.
Can we hear it?
Yeah,
real quick?
absolutely. Yeah.
Nothing does it like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds awesome.
It's so good. Every iteration of the 5150 I think is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just kind of gets better and better and better every time they release one, man. So, all right, beyond that, what kind of modulation effects do you have going on here? Because I know you probably have this set up kind of like a stomp box, right?
Yeah, so the first top scenes are like my my different amps,
Okay.
and then my bottom four are all my stomps. So I have a chorus. It's kind of like a normal, just
That's not too
average.
over the top. Yeah.
And then we have a crazy chorus, which
Yeah,
is
the evil chorus.
yeah, it's like really heavy modulation, and we also add like a semitone above it to make it just sound fucked
Just
up.
mean. Let's hear
like,
it.
You know,
Nightmare feel.
yeah,
Love it.
like just
Yeah.
like all the stabby chords are gonna sound crazy. And then this one is just an octave. Just like a
Which is a fun,
50%
fun
blend.
sound.
Yeah. And then the last one is literally just my noise gates. So like to turn on and off my noise gates for like
yeah, yeah.
feedback parts and stuff.
Which,
Yeah.
with as heavy as you guys are and as high gain as you are, it's
Yeah.
almost essential that you
Yeah.
are running some sort of gate.
Yep.
I've always wondered, like, you know, the evolution of gates has come a long way. You know, when I was a kid, it was the Boss NS2, and they didn't
Yeah.
sound good, and they kind of zapped your tone. And then the ISP stuff came out, and that was pretty good. But now with it being built right into the unit, I would have to imagine that it's got to work that much better, right? Like, because it's inside of it. Huh.
Yeah, I run like two, so like it
Before and after.
yeah.
Good
so
idea.
it definitely cuts right when I need it to.
Right. Well, that's pretty clean business, man. I love that you guys are able to pull all of this off with something so not that complicated on the floor, so you can actually do what you want to do and rock the fuck out, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Nicko, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
I've had the opportunity to listen to the new record, which comes out Friday. You guys need to check it out. Stay tuned for more rig rundowns, video lessons, all that fun stuff, guys. Catch you later.
See ya.
When you realize your band sounds like something you'd actually listen to.